Okay, welcome to the last of the three exercises. Just as a side note, you do have three exercises this week. The way the calendar lays out, unbeknownst to you or maybe known to you, next week is spring break. Both your project 2 and these exercises are due 2 weeks in 2 weeks on Wednesday. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's a lot to do for that Wednesday, but you do have 2 weeks to do it. Okay. This last thing we're going to do is both simple and complex, and if anything, we'll sort of just introduce the fact that this might be something to sort of play with because the 3D tool isn't exactly the easiest thing to get used to. I'm going to skip ahead as usual. I'm just going to insert a new symbol. Here I am at step 6. And I'm going to call this Twinkle again. I want to make sure this is a movie clip. Okay. Step 8, choose the text tool in the toolbox, draw a rectangle, and type the word twinkle. Okay, so we're yet another twinkle. Okay. I'm going to position this guy in the center there. And I'm going to go to scene 1, and I'm going to create 2 layers. Okay, so we're already up to step 15, 16 here. Okay, 2 layers. And on layer 1, we're going to, it says create a motion tween on layer 1 from frame 1 to 200. I'm going to go 1 all the way up to 200, and I want a little more room than normal to sort of play with this. So I'm going to insert frame. Grab my twinkle. Create a motion tween. Move this guy here. Okay. It says also create a motion tween on layer 2 from 100 to 300. Okay, so just like some of the other instances or the other examples we've done, we're sort of staggering these. So I'm going to insert a keyframe here. Note that I don't go over how to create motion tweens anymore. I would hope that you guys sort of know how to do this. This is why you sort of quickly hear me hemming and hawing and just sort of quickly doing it on the video if you want to watch or review. But these are some things that you should know how to do at this point. Okay. So, I have 2 very simple motion tweens. Okay, I'm grabbing the playhead, twinkle, twinkle, coming across. Okay. Now, step 19, and it all sort of lives within one step. It says click on the last frame of the layer 1 tween and choose the 3D rotation tool. So I'm going to go to this layer 1, the last frame. Okay, and our 3D rotation tool is over here. Okay, it looks like a sphere with kind of 2 kind of bands around it. It looks 3D, for lack of a better description. Before I do that, I'm going to zoom in on this twinkle so you guys can sort of see it a little bit better. I'm going to choose the 3D rotation tool here, and you'll see that there are 4 rings. Okay. This is what sort of takes getting used to. Okay, you can sort of alter, depending on which ones you grab, these tools. I like to grab this outer orange tool because it can alter the X, Y, and it can alter all 3 axes at once. Instead of grabbing, and I'll show you sort of just grabbing one of them. If we grab the X, we're grabbing this red one. It's sort of hard to see. If we're grabbing Y, we're grabbing the green one. If we're grabbing Z, okay, rotating it like that, we're grabbing the Z axis. If we grab this orange one, it's a little more free form, and I can sort of make one quick alteration and sort of see how that looks. Now, what I'm going to do is make that alteration, and then I'm going to grab, and I can see over that tween how that's going to work. So as I move this way, it starts to sort of crumple up and ends up off the stage like that. Okay. If anything, I might want to just move this guy. So more of the 3D sort of is happening as we sort of go across that stage. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is also do that on our second tween. So I'm going to grab the last frame of that, 3D rotation tool. I'll grab that, do something a little more dramatic. Okay, so these two will now rotate in 3 dimensions as they move across the stage. This is something you have to get used to. Again, I suggest the orange ring. At first, when you want to do subtle adjustments, you can come in and alter one of the other X, Y, or Z axes. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is test this so we can sort of quickly see it. And I did this over many more frames so that you guys could see it a little bit more slowly. Let's take a look. Here comes Twinkle. Starts to sort of flatten. Move that way. And the second one's a little quicker, more dramatic. Okay? One more time. And it does a pretty good job of rendering this thing 3D. Of rendering it in such a way that it does appear as if these things are moving in 3 dimensions. Okay, so again, the point of these is to give you guys options, give you tons of options. Okay, one quick last housekeeping note, and I'll put this on the news item on D2L. I've switched slightly. You might not even notice when I post these. Instead of putting PDFs of the step-by-steps up on D2L along with the videos, I'm just going to put a D2L file. They might not even look all that different, but they won't necessarily be downloadable PDFs, but rather just D2L files. It's just going to be easier to deal with. So you might note a slight difference there, but other than that, pretty much the same. Again, you won't see me next week. You're on spring break. Maybe you're going somewhere. Maybe you're not. I will be on email. I'm not going anywhere. So any sort of questions about either these exercises and or something you want to sort of put by me in relation to Project 2, please send me an email. Please post on D2L. I will be grading your Project 1s in the coming days as you finish up your comments on those, as well as any other last-minute things or sort of things I haven't graded yet. Should be graded over the next week. So, good luck with text. Good luck with Project 2. Please email me with any questions or concerns.